Up next now, let's talk about first two episodes of Obi-Wan Kenobi, right? This is the
Right.
newest Star Wars TV series. Of course, it's from Lucasfilm and Disney Plus, right? So the first, two trailers fit. Of course, the second one dropped on May the 4th, because, I mean, obviously, right? So Wednesday, May
Right.
the 4th, same day where the final episode of Moon Knight dropped. They dropped the second trailer for this, right? And while admittedly I wasn't like overly excited for it, like I don't know, maybe it's just by now it's just like, all right, I kind of know what to expect here. I kind of know the gist of things. It's a Star Wars trailer, right? So by now it's just like you kind of get what you get, right? Same thing I could say admittedly for the Andor trailer that dropped the
Right.
day. Sorry, well I think it's the day before these two episodes dropped, right? So the Tuesday.
Right.
Like
And
I
then
saw it,
also
I was like,
Jedi
yeah, cool.
also Jedi Survivor dropped, which is not a coincidence in the sense that all three of
That's
these,
the trailer. Sorry, that's a game, right?
yeah, it's a sequel
Yeah,
to
that's
Fallen
our
Order.
second part of Fallen Jedi.
For Fallen
Because
Order.
just the other day
Oh,
was Star Wars Con was the other day as well. So this is
Right.
why all these things dropping, right?
Yeah, so all three of them happening around the same time, so that is not a coincidence. I get the feeling they want to do a lot of overlap with this kind of stuff. So yeah, go ahead now.
yeah, I think it's mere coincidence too because Star Wars, the original one, the 1977 film, turned 45 literally on Tuesday. I think it's on the same day that the Star Wars con thing took place, if I'm not mistaken, right? So yeah. So it's not coincidence. It's all
Right.
marketing and like yes, we want to commemorate that, right? And what better way to do it, by the way, than taking one of the most iconic characters of Star Wars lore and giving him his own show, right? And Ricardo, this is what you do the synopsis first, right? But in this
Sure.
case, basically, it follows right after the events, well, after the end, basically, of Star Wars Episode 3, Revenge of the Sith, right? Which, by
Right.
the way, I did a retrospect review of, a while back. And yeah, we just basically seeing what happened to Ben, right? And especially with him knowing that him pretty much having to kind of keep his eye on, Luke Skywalker, right? And of course, we see what happens to Leia Organa as well, too, right? So yeah, Ricardo, take it away. First two episodes, what they were about, and then we can just jump into
So
reviews.
yeah, so the events of this is occur about 10 years after the events of Revenge of the Sith. Obi-Wan living like basically like a bum in Tatooine. His purpose is to just watch over Luke because Luke is strong with the Force, and that's basically the whole conceit of the first episode. So we start with Ben Safdie as a Jedi, uncut Jedi.
I know, right?
That was the joke I was making because the girl was trying to cut him, but the other fellow protected him. So I make the joke uncut Jedi. But yeah, so he seeking out Obi-Wan, and Obi-Wan is like, yeah, don't seek me out. Like, give up this bullshit. Sorry, the Jedi shit don't work out. But really, the reason why he thinks is because he kind of putting his eggs in the basket of Luke Skywalker in the sense of pushing towards that conceit. And yeah, what happens is that the first episode plays out that whole conceit where now the other twin, Leia, on Alderaan, she gets kidnapped. So Bail Organa, that is Jimmy Smits, comes to ask Obi-Wan for some help. And, meanwhile, all of this happening, the Inquisitors, who you meet for the first time in, I forget which series. I think it was
Clone Wars.
not Clone Wars. No, you meet them for the first time you meet them, it's the other show, not Clone Wars.
Rebels. Well,
Rebels,
I've never
thank
seen Rebels, so
Okay, yeah.
this
Well, the
is my
animated-
first
the
time seeing
animated
that.
stuff, the animated stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, the
Rebels.
animated stuff. All right. Okay.
Yeah, anyway.
I actually never saw them before,
Inquisitors-
but I know they were from past material.
Right, anyway, Inquisitors showing up because, they can't have Darth Vader showing up, but you had to get weaker, kind of halfway Sith people fighting. Anyway, so this black girl, I forget her name, she's a baddie.
Reva.
Yeah, Reva, the third sister.
Third sister Reva.
Yeah, third sister, right. So she's a baddie, she thirsty over Obi-Wan because she find she's not supposed to be looking for these small fish. She want the big fish Obi-Wan, and she basically just hunted down things. And then what you find out is that, well, this kind of the reveal in the episode that she's the one who given Leia's the one who kidnapped Leia so she could suss out Obi-Wan and grab him so she could go and fight him to grab Obi-Wan. That is the thing. And the whole second episode occurs in, I forget the name of the planet, but it's basically the Blade Runner planet.
Yeah.
That's about it. First two episodes. They bring it in, they have a little link at Darth Vader, and I didn't completely hate this, but a lot of it falls flat because they're trying to be serious, but it's still doing a bunch of dumb shit that they shouldn't be doing. most notably that of Leia Organa. I get the purpose of this character. I get why they're doing it, but she's incredibly annoying, and they're doing the thing which I really hate, which is they have a tiny little girl that's somehow running away from people, and she closer in one scene and then further in the next scene. How is she running that fast? Whatever.
I cannot
hate
wait
that.
to give my take on this shit.
I hate that
cannot
bullshit.
wait for
Yeah, Riva is kind of annoying too, because again, the whole point is that she's trying to climb up the ladder, blah blah blah. But like again, if you're being a badass, be a badass. Like don't do this halfway thing. They again still half-assing it with being the badass thing. It kind of they try to do the whole Rogue One aesthetic with this, right? Because it really feels like Jedi Fallen Order, but it's Obi-Wan, right? That is what they're kind of going for. I kind of get that. Problem is that people who acting like a badass just trying to act like a badass, and it's not really working as it is. Khalil, I don't want to spoil it, but yeah, I forget the guy's name, the guy from Eternals, the Indian brother.
Oh, yeah. Well, oh gosh.
Camille, right.
Camille
He had a nice little cameo. I like what they was trying to do with him, like in the conceit. But again, it just kind of clumsy in terms of the storytelling. The main thing that works is Ian McGregor himself. Like
of course, yeah.
I really enjoy what they're doing with him. And yeah, the big reveal of what he learns, even though I get why he doesn't know this. I like that moment. It's like, that's not that half bad of a moment. But yeah, whatever. They're trying a thing. I had to wait for it. It's, in my opinion, already better than Boba Fett, which is a low bar, but whatever.
I'd agree with you there.
I tolerated it for what it is. It's fine. Again, Andor looks a lot more interesting, and then because Jedi Survivor looks really interesting, it seems to have a lot of overlap, and they're looking like they're trying to do a lot of overlap with that, because most of that seems to be occurring in the same time with each other, or at least within a, I could see one character showing up in another character's story. Like I get the feeling, and this period in Star Wars is pound for pound, in my opinion, one of the more interesting periods. That period between 3 and 4. Yeah, that's about it for me. I'm not super invested in it, but it's fine. Whatever.
Yeah, so I agree with you somewhat, right? It's fine at the moment, not perfect, but fine, right? So I just kind of treat it as, all right, this is just the introductory episodes. Okay, you see how the story progresses from there, right? Fine, right? So of course you're not gonna get all the answers. Of course, you're not gonna be perfect. Well, unless they really step things up now, because yeah, I mean, admittedly they could have come through with something that just kind of blow us out all the water, but not exactly, right? Just to get the positives all the way. Yes, you're right. Ewan McGregor, is still great as Obi-Wan. I like how weathered down he is compared to how he was in the the original, well, the prequel trilogy, sir, right? And also, even though a lot of people will say, well, we didn't really need this, I actually do appreciate the recap of the original, I keep saying original, of the prequel trilogy, right? Especially with the relationship between him and Anakin, right? I really appreciate that. Wouldn't lie to you, when they get to the episode three stuff, like it was gut wrenching, though. You know what I mean? Just being reminded of how he felt, seeing his apprentice turn brother, quote unquote, turn to the dark side. Like you really felt it, just a gut punch, right? And you kind of get why he is in the position he is right now, why he just want to keep his Jedi powers, and just want to keep that a secret, right? And how he pretty much is spurred back on to become a Jedi makes sense. Even right down to Jimmy Smith's character coming back and saying, help me, Obi-Wan, right? Which leads to a flaw, but I'll get to the flaw in a bit, right? Also, I mean, as you expect from a Star Wars series, I mean, cinematography is great. I mean, shot very well, edited very well. The music I thought was pretty interesting as well, that they brought John Williams back, right? But just being nitpicky here, like, even the team itself doesn't stick out or stand out as much as, say, the one for Book of Boba Fett and Mandalorian. Like those scores.
Yeah, I have no memory of this.
Yeah.
Team.
Yeah, because I think the problem is that Williams' score sounds way too familiar. It sounds very much like, all right, it's the Obi-Wan song or team or whatever you want to call it, but it's just kind of wrapped around, the Star Wars movie music that we kind of know. You know what I mean? Even though we might know the names of the pieces themselves, we kind of know it's that, right? So in a nutshell, it sounds like Star Wars music, but there's nothing about it that really kind of makes it stand out. Like, say, the Mandalorian team or the Book of Boba Fett, at least with Goranson's music, at least it was trying to do something a little bit different, make it sound a lot modern, right? But here's just going back to the whole classical shit that we know and love, right? Which is fine, but this is a new show, and we just want to hear something a bit different. But again, glad to see Williams back doing his thing, right? Supporting characters pretty good as well. You know what I mean, acting wise and whatnot. When it came to the Inquisitor guys, I mean, it's just typical. Oh, we look bad and we talk bad and look at that, right? Points for bringing in Song Kang though. Like I had to look at the man's face, like, oh shit, I know you, right. Moses Ingram, who plays Reva though, like I know she's like the sniveling tough. You know what I mean? We have to get this Obi-Wan and like I get all that though. Like she could kind of dial that back down like 3-4 notches though. But I will say though, like when it comes to just her just looking tough and being tough though, she sells it, right? Again, but just need to dial back the whole right. But near the end of the second episode, though, when she makes the big reveal, that moment actually works. Even though it is kind of the typical, well, just to use Ricardo's reference to Blade Runner, is the whole, like kind of taunting them now while they're hunting them down as prey.
Right, yeah.
That kind of vibe, right?
Yeah, there's one moment in this that's great that Tamara Morrison makes a cameo. I think there's a great little moment. That's a great little moment what they did with him. I was like, all right, that's really cool, and it's a great little moment. Like that little tiny piece of world building I like. Little things like that. Yeah.
Yeah. And I also like how they touch on, him checking up on Luke, right? Because, it all kind of leads up to, episode 4, right? That being said, though, like in my mind, I was like, all right, we're going to show what happened to Leia, right? And they do that. Now, I am not one to knock on child, actors and whatnot. I'm not gonna say, oh, this child actor was terrible or whatnot, right? But Vivian Lyra Blair, right, who plays Leia, she's good. She's good. She's not great, but she's good, right? They do the thing though, and I don't want to sound like a sexist or whatnot, but they do the thing where she's 10, and because she's a girl, she kind of like talks like she's an adult basically. So but for me, like when it came to dialogue, it just sounded kind of weird though, because at her age, right, basically knowing how people around her move. So she like talking to them like just I want to sound kind of vague as possible. More talking like from like a psychologist, like, oh, well, the reason why you moving like this is because you deep down think like that. And I'm like, wait,
they're trying to sell Leia's precociousness, like as the idea, and it's up to you how you feel about that. It kind of half works sometimes.
Yeah.
Some of it funny, funny and charming. Again, family stuff. But the other stuff is like, just kind of cringe, to be honest.
Yeah, and I did like moments between her and Bender, because of course he's gonna meet up in the second episode, right? Some derpy moments, of course, with her running away and all that kind of stuff. But just seeing the two of them in this situation and how they were trying to get out, that worked for me, right? And it was cool seeing Kumali show up as well too. It was like, hey, look at you two in this show. And I actually like the whole gimmick of, oh, I'm a Jedi, but I'm a hustler kind of thing. Like that actually works. I actually like that, right? And it kind of shows just how people kind of look down on the Jedi. Like, and I like how there's a little bit of world building too. You just seeing, with the Order 66 moment at the beginning of the whole show, which caught me by surprise. Like I thought we wasn't going to see any Order 66 stuff, but we did, right? And it actually made for a great moment in my opinion, right?
Yeah, the thing about that, the timing of that was kind of off because it's a little school shooter, It's like,
yeah.
Kind of look like a school shooter.
Yeah, given what went down, oh gosh, last week, man. Which is
but it's like whatever, small thing.
Yeah, I mean, and then what else too? Also, just seeing one of the stormtroopers, and they doing the whole old war veteran thing. Like,
no, it's not a stormtrooper; it's a clone trooper.
Sorry, a clone trooper. My bad.
Yeah, Tamara Morrison. I like that. Is a real sad moment though, but it's real good. Though. Yeah. So if I have one gripe though is, I would say, I mean, still, all right. So just in general, right? Story does take a good while to pick up on, right? Especially in our first episode. You're watching the story build, but you're like, all right, where's it going? And really in the second episode, that's when things picked up, right? And I was concerned, and this is going to get to my gripe here, about using the whole trope of, oh, well, we must kidnap Leia. When I saw that, I was like, all right, I know we're going to have people. I have a feeling Ashton's one of those people too, who will come and say, why are we doing this again, shit? So like what?
So is this gonna be like the device you have to use to get the hero to more or less confront or encounter her? Yeah, let's just kidnap her again. You know what I mean? Well, it's just the first time she getting kidnapped. It's like, geez, man, like it's just so played out, man. Like in the first film, episode 4, it made a lot of sense, but to have it happen like what years before, is like really like come on, right? But I do like that they kind of rectify all that. Well, in a nutshell, Ben saves her, right? So I'm glad that they didn't use the route of, oh well, the story is just gonna be about her, about him trying to find her and all that kind of stuff. They just get rid of that one time in the second episode. It's like he find her, they escape, the end, right? But still, from a narrative perspective, it just kind of came off really cliche. It's just like, oh gosh, like there's no other way all they could have come up with to have Ben meet Leia in the first place. Like this is how it happens. Come on, right?
They lack fucking imagination. That's why. They lack the brain power to write good storyline. Right? So it's better for them to just borrow and steal from other things and throw that shit in front of us. And because we are Star Wars fans, they think it's okay to advantage us with this trash. You know how long I've been waiting for this show to come out? And to see what they gave me? The support. They gave me PTSD, Obi-Wan Kenobi. I don't want to see PTSD, Obi-Wan anyway.
Right, so giving Ashton's like anger right now, because I know like it's like the kettle is boiling right now. You just see the steam coming out right now. I'ma just stop. I will just say first 2 episodes, good for what they are. The entertainment didn't blow me out the water, but I know with the other 5 episodes, I believe there's like 7 we're supposed to get in total. Yeah, hopefully it will improve on what we got here. But so far, fine. Not stellar, but fine. So yes, Ashton, tell us how wrong
this show is not good enough. This show is not satisfactory enough for Star Wars. For Star Wars fans, for the legacy of Obi-Wan Kenobi, for people that waited years since the announcement, or months, or whatever, however long, but we waited. They gave me PTSD, Obi-Wan Kenobi. They gave me annoying Princess Leia. I was confused. I thought I was watching Obi-Wan Kenobi. Little did I know, I watching Princess Leia, The Origins. I don't care about Leia. If you want to show me a kid, you need to show me Luke. This show is all about Obi-Wan. So it should also be about Luke. You put Luke on screen for 9 seconds, pretending like he on a speeder bike on the house looking like a dickhead. But you give me more than 40 minutes
speaking
of this little child.
Speaking of dickhead, you know what's funny is like how Owen's was like, where's Luke? Luke, where is he? It's like literally on the other side of the house, bro. You know?
and how you making Owen so aggro? Owen is such a bad man? Never, right? You just take the child and go your way, right? You have him there like some kind of tough guy. Trash, right? Now,
right,
I want to get to
is there anything good you could?
I'll get to that last because they say save the best for last, right? So I'll get to what I think is good at the end of my little rant. But you see Reva? Oh my God. I wish I could have deleted everything that I saw her from my brain and just pretend like she was never in the show. What is up with Disney having to make these ultra aggressive female characters now and spotlight them? How you, as a lower tier Inquisitor, feel you can talk back to the Grand Inquisitor, whose job is to do all the, I want to say inquisiting, but I would say inquiring, right? From all the people, right? Not to mention, I'm not going to say it, but what happens between her and the Grand Inquisitor, I see that, and honestly, I almost fling my controller at the TV, you know.
You serious?
Literally. I almost pelt my TV controller at the TV. My wife in the kitchen cooking food, and only hearing me cussing. She's like, "What are you watching? I thought you was watching this Obi-Wan show you're waiting for." I was like, I wish I didn't wait for it. I wish I just stick to Mayans MC. You understand?
Oh yeah, I need to jump on board that show, but like so. I love Sons of Anarchy. I love Sons of Anarchy, but I haven't jumped into Mayans.
Mayans gets better after season 1. Season 1 is a real try. Surprised they even get picked up for season 2 because season 1 was kind of atrocious, but it got better, right?
Well, that's what he has.
Now,
yeah, back to
yeah. So, yo, bro, this reinforces things that I hate now. I hate young actors / actresses, and I hate agro female actresses in shows. And Leia is the perfect example of why I hate kids acting. You know, yo, who are you? Who are you? You little twerp. You running around here making everybody life hell. You are responsible for that security man dying for no reason. You understand? Why you had to leave? Why? Why are these the characters that, you know, it's kind of like they retcon the characters' personalities because they say, all right, we're going to take them back to the age of whatever. So, and then they will develop further down to the character that we know them as, right? Yo, honestly, her character was so annoying. Her voice was so annoying. It felt like it pierced my soul and kicked me in my face. You know, that's how annoying it was.
Jesus.
Moving on from her now, well, I already say Riva was trash. Now to the good of this show. I love seeing Ewan McGregor on screen. I love seeing him act his role as Obi-Wan. So good, regardless of the other things going on around him with these other characters. But the things that he was doing is very Obi-Wan-ish, right? And I think if this was Obi-Wan, it should have solely focused on him trying to protect Luke. Now, you said the reason that he wanted to turn away the young Jedi was because he's trying to be like, oh, Jedi is shit, get away from me. It's not that. He doesn't want any additional Jedis to be using their powers to bring any attention to the Tatooine.
I didn't say that. What I was arguing was that he told him that because
right.
that was the
but the reason for that is he wants those guys to go. He doesn't want any more attention on Tatooine.
Yeah, which is what I said.
Yeah, because Luke is there.
Which is what I argued for.
Focus.
So you got to focus on Luke. Yeah.
Right. So, and he doesn't want anybody with force-sensitive powers to come there, and then these other guys obviously they sit out force-sensitive powers and they can feel others, right? Nice. Right. Okay. Now, he was excellent, and I was enjoying the Inquisitor. Like, really, I was. I was like, yo, this is sick. You know, you're going to do all this Inquisitor shit. No problem. I was like, yo, I can't wait for him and Obi-Wan to get into a fight. Who tell me to want that? Waste some more time there. What else was good? I like how they didn't show R2 as yet. You know, he's there, but they haven't shown him as yet. Jimmy Smith's callback. Love that. Yeah, boy. As you could tell that I'm struggling to give you goods on this thing, boy. I'm really struggling. Because, honestly, and fellas, you could agree or disagree, boy, but it had too much little Leia Organa in the show for me. Right? Them first 2 episodes is about, let me say, give or take, an hour and 40 minutes, maybe an hour and 35 minutes. And she is in there for about 40 minutes. And that is way too much. You understand? And
I'd agree with you on that, yeah.
And the only thing about Riva that I'd like is right at the end when she break the glass for Obi-Wan. I don't want to say what she do because even Ricardo didn't say what she did. But that girl shattering the glass, that was perfect. But her overly aggressive way that she was in the bar and thing, when in the start, I was like, yo, what is this? I was like, and I know all the Inquisitors don't really care about each other, but they also line up in line when they're out on a mission. That's a fact.
They kind of explain that with the character. Again, they're going to give the character an arc. So, because they already said where she, they already say where she was from.
And she don't deserve one.
But that's your point. Well, it's up to you. I mean,
it's a Disney Plus show, so you're going to get a backstory.
Exactly. They explain in the storyline what she is, you know. Like, they say that she's not even supposed to be there and she don't belong. So she don't give a fuck about them either. Like, that's how I kind of read that now. So it's like, whatever. I mean, it's up to you if you like that or not. I'm nonplussed. But like, I just seen what I seen.
Well, there's also this, there was points I was so vexed I walk out of the room and just left it playing. So there's a chance I miss a 5 minutes here and there in total, right?
Okay, I thought you just like pause the show, walk out,
no,
cuss, come back.
I cussed in and I went outside and smoked a cigarette. I was so vexed. I was like, yo, what is happening? You know, it's different. It's different for nerd and nerddom when your nerdiness is attached to something so deeply. You know, you expect that when something drops. Yeah, you know, you expect when something drops that you've been waiting for, you have it in your mind that it's going to be this lovely masterpiece to continue the tapestry of the Star Wars universe. So this big tapestry is being done, and here we reach the Obi-Wan part, and you were expecting to see some real niceness, and then you're just getting disappointed you know, it was, I don't know, boy. To me, it's like they don't wanna pay money for special effects artists, makeup artists, because they're just trying to kill off people that sit down in the chair too long. You know what I mean? That's what I felt. I feel like,
I mean, it's only 2 episodes, you know. That's why I'm not really like super invested in any of this. And again, that's you, but as I say, I'll wait till the end. But whatever. I mean, I was ripping Picard on you asshole, so whatever.
Yeah, nah, boy. I had a flame this boy as a Star Wars man. Yeah,
no, do it.
And you know what happened? Because of
it's
this,
still 2 episodes, bro. You know,
my comic books went down in price, and that is a bad indication. You understand? Because when comics go down in price because of this other media, it sucks. Because my books they went down by at least 10 to 20% per copy, per title, and I have a lot, and I was really pissed about that. That's the next thing in the nerd realm, right? Our books are tied to all these programs. Moon Knight books went down in price after Moon Knight, you know.
Oh, really?
Morbius book tank. Last year, I couldn't get that amazing Spider-Man book for less than about 500 US.
Okay, so why do people quantify the art in this way? That just seems like really stupid.
Right, and that's what this MCU and all these TV shows and programs have done to the subculture of comic book collecting now, right? So while books were able to be attained and attainable, just the rumor of a book of property coming out with I'll give you an example. Star Wars has a next title called Star Wars High Republic, right? During Star Wars Con, when they're releasing all these trailers and all this information and stuff for new shows, they didn't mention Star Wars High Republic, and the book went down in price. Just because they simply didn't mention the book, right? And this is what the video media and the television and movie stuff has done to comic books. Now your comic book is only as valuable as the television program or the movie that comes out based on your book. Obi-Wan is okay, it's not good enough. And that's how I feel with these first 2 episodes. I would love to be proved wrong, but somehow I don't think I will be. I think it's going to remain very average right up until the end, and that'll be it. We'll get an average TV series that will lead into something else. That will be a movie that will lead into something else. That will be a next series. And we're just going to get average, plateaued Star Wars entertainment. Okay. That's how I feel.
Well, for me, I think I do hope that it gets better. Not just because of the brand, but because of the character himself. I mean, Obi-Wan Kenobi, one of the most iconic characters, right? I mean, Mandalorian. I mean, okay, Boba Fett, all right, but Obi-Wan though, that's where the creators behind the show really had to step the game up, really had to make sure they tell a fitting enough story for this guy and really justify because remember they kind of creating lore here, so I just want this whole mini series, whatever it is to call it, to be like, all right, yes, I could buy this, I could understand, this makes sense, I could feel like this is exactly what happened to him, after between 3 and 4, right? That's all I want, right? And just to give us some solid storytelling in the process, man, you know what I mean? But first 2 episodes, again, fine, you know what I mean, where they go in with, but I do hope that it gets better with the subsequent episodes.